Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat. Here I am with kind of a Toonami news update. I watched a couple nights ago on Saturday night before Toonami. I watched the Toonami pre-flight show, which was the first pre-flight show we had in a few weeks. So there was a bit of a build up to it in a way, because many people were expecting a lot of big announcements coming out of Toonami from this pre-flight, and there were some pretty notable announcements. One particularly notable one was Jason DeMarco, when asked about what shows are coming to the block, he announced that they are looking more or less into kind of back catalogs or looking into older shows, which strongly implies that the next new show probably won't be something like a Mob Psycho 2 or Konosuba. Don't be surprised if it's something like a Big O or a Cowboy Bebop or an Outlaw Star. So those three shows are kind of like my what I'm hedging my bets on for what the new announcement is going to be whenever that announcement is made. I believe they just have to that new show would be airing on May 8th if I do my math right, because you have Demon Slayer, I believe, has two more episodes left of Demon Slayer, and then they have to do another show after that because My Hero Academia only has like 4 or 5 episodes left too. So that's gonna be interesting to see over the summer because those are gonna be a couple of pretty big announcements, and when those are made, I will break that to you. However, the most notable thing that a lot of people really picked up on was Jason DeMarco talking about how Toonami had 6 original shows in the works and that they go through 2023. And a lot of people immediately kind of picked up and ran with it, saying, Konami has plans to survive through 2023. Konami is going to last for 2023. It's confirmed for at least 3.5 more years. Well, here's my thing, and I hate to be the person to burst bubbles, but that's not actually what was said. They just said they had plans for shows that go through 2023. Now, let's say we have a disaster scenario for Konami. The new head ups in Adult Swim decide, hey, Konami's not profitable anymore. Let's shut it down. That does not shut down these shows from being produced because there's a lot of contract and there's paperwork and there's lawyers involved. And you sometimes just can't really cancel shows mid production, especially if the production studio, which if they're doing productions with Japan, is most likely either Production IG or Studio Dean, who has done stuff for Adult Swim before. They would take the hit on that because they're the ones spending money on producing it. So again, those shows, even if Toonami gets shuttered like immediately, those shows will still go on, and they'll probably just air on Adult Swim proper. Or if they're more like PG rated, they might be able to sneak those onto like Cartoon Network. That's what I would come to expect in that scenario. Like I said, this doesn't guarantee that Toonami is going to keep lasting. Just like I've had some people in the past talk about how, well, Naruto Shippuden, if it does one new episode a week with like normal stoppages for like marathons and stuff, then it will last through late December 2024. That confirms Toonami's going to run until 2024. Well, no, it doesn't. It just means that they have the license to air those episodes. It doesn't mean that they're going to be airing in this specific pattern forever. And that's just like what I say about Toonami. And that's the interesting thing to note. But at the same time, it's one of those things that's pretty interesting to see how long in advance these shows are planned out, which is kind of a bit of a silver lining for Toonami and all this is that Adult Swim has to have known the general timeline of these shows at some point before commissioning, before spending the money on them. So that means that they've shown some vote of confidence in Toonami for the time being, which is really interesting to see. And again, that's just a really big thing with Toonami. And again, Toonami is gonna have kind of a rocky summer, in my opinion. Like, think about it this way. The next two shows to come off the air that are gonna finish are Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia. Those are far and away the two biggest draws to the block right now. Because outside those shows, the shows you'll have left are Paranoia Agent, which, yeah, retro show, a lot of people want to see it, and that's probably going to drum up some hype, but I don't think it's going to bring in like a point 0.3 in the ratings, even with more people inside and with no live sports to distract people from Paranoia Agent. I don't think it's going to bring in those types of numbers. And then you have Black Clover, which is a pretty sturdy show, but is not exactly a draw to the block. Like, it's actually kind of improved in kind of its appeal, and a lot of people have really kind of come around to it. But it's not a My Hero Academia. It's not going to pull in that type of appeal. It's not going to pull in that many people. And you have JoJo, which definitely has its fan base, definitely a loud, very vocal fan base, but it's never really performed well in ratings on the block. especially relative to some of the bigger names that they've gotten in history. And again, then you have Shipping In at the back of the block just to be a filler. So, which shows they're going to have to fill in are going to have to be names that will bring people Saturday nights to Toonami. And that's why I think that they inevitably have to bring in at least something like a Mob Psycho, which definitely has appeal to the Toonami fan base and has somewhat of appeal to a general anime fan base too. Or a lot of people really want Boruto to come back too, and I don't blame them because again, it it really ties into Naruto because Boruto is Naruto's son, and you have just basically it's relatively fresh to Naruto. It did well, great ratings when it was on Toonami initially, and there's just a lot of people really talking about it again. And again, you can also throw in a quote unquote what I refer to as a mystery box show, which is some show that's kind of out of left field, but definitely has a good anime appeal, like something like Konosuba, or like I've been mentioning and noticed recently, and I commented even on my Twitter account, Kaguya-sama Love is War, like because it's currently in the middle of season 2, so Toonami could get access to like the first season. It's a show that's definitely got appeal. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, mostly people saying really good stuff about it. And although it doesn't exactly fit into the Toonami puzzle in a way, still it doesn't seem like that far a throwaway. Like it if Food Wars is something that fit and did end up fitting very well in the block, ended up exceeding expectations in the block, I really think Love is War can do the same thing too. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think about this news update? What are your opinions on Toonami in the short and long term future? What are your opinions? I love reading your comments. If you have an opinion, leave your comment down below and like this video because comments and likes are what keeps everything afloat on YouTube these days. And subscribe as well. I'm Super Orange Cat, and that is all.